Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning! What's up, everybody? How was your Thanksgiving? I'll tell you how mine was.
I see yours was great.
Mine was excellent!
Wow.
80% on the board betting yesterday. Had a very, very impressive day of betting. But of course, I enjoyed the family. That's important too, right? Thanksgiving dinner. No, I did not have stuffing. For all of you that are going to ask me, leave me alone. I did not. Nobody brought it. Nobody brought it! Nobody brought it. We had some World Cup action. Senegal, Qatar playing live. I have yet to bet on it. I will make a decision in the coming minutes who I will bet on, and then we will root against the other country for the next hour and a half together.
I cannot wait.
And of course, the
Jeff,
Lions.
are you gonna partake?
The Lions. Jeff always partakes. He's the champion. All right. The Lions losing 28-25.
Ooh.
28-25 to the Buffalo Bills. We have a lot to talk about from this game. But of course, I can't forget or acknowledge that the game is tomorrow. Michigan, Ohio State. Winner represents the Big Ten East in the Big Ten Championship game. Likely goes to the college football playoff. So much on the line. The first time both teams are undefeated. But let's start with the Lions. That was... And you know what, Jeff? Before we get into the why or the blame game, can I kind of serve it up a little bit here?
Please.
Going into the game, what was your hope? What was your expectation? On the best, I would say, in the best case scenario of an inevitable loss, it would have been a close game, a one-possession loss, a game where you gave Buffalo everything, but they just had more talent than you, and that's why they won.
For me, it was cover the 9.5.
Right.
At home.
And they did.
Yeah.
And the Lions showed you a lot of really good things. And I want to start with the positive things because I didn't walk away yesterday thinking, here we are. It's time to, get my show sheet out and start writing my notes. And I'm very angry. I'm going to write a long email to the Lions. I am. It is unbelievable. I am disappointed. I am.
You didn't think about that 3-letter acronym?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But they played like it towards the end. And I want to get to that a little later. What the Lions did was they did what you wanted them to do. You didn't want them to get embarrassed on Thursday Night Football. You wanted them to go out and take advantage of a team that was on a short week, just like they were. A team that had to fly basically twice in, 72 hours. To and from Detroit, to Buffalo, then back to Detroit. And this is a team that is better than you. They have a better quarterback. They have a more proven head coach. They have better wide receivers. They have a lot of things that are better than you. A defense that is better than you, even if they were banged up. Okay, cool. The Lions showed you some fight. They showed you a game plan. They showed you their way to not only stay in the game, but possibly win it. Unfortunately, and this is the common theme, untimely calls, coaching decisions, clock management continue to haunt this team. It happened against Philly, happened against Minnesota. This is a trend. This is a common theme here. And for 3 weeks, you avoided it. Then you went back to your roots. And now you're making those same mistakes again. Not the end of the world.
Right.
It's not the season's over. It's not, I'm so upset that they lost to the Bills. Not at all, actually. Am I quite frustrated that they blew an opportunity to really vault themselves into the playoff conversation? Yeah, I'm very disappointed. Yeah, I'm very frustrated with that. I went into that fourth quarter genuinely believing, I mean this 100% with my heart, I genuinely thought it was their day. Von Miller had gone down.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs had basically been irrelevant all day. The Bills really couldn't run the ball unless it was Josh Allen. The defense really didn't have an answer again for Ben Johnson and the offense of the Detroit Lions.
And Josh was putting the ball in harm's way.
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah. I really thought going into that fourth quarter, it was their game to lose. And you know what? They lost it. And you know what? We're going to talk about the 3rd and 1. You're going to talk about the possession before halftime, calling a play before the 2-minute warning instead of letting it run down. We're going to talk about all this. But can we step back a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty of the game? Because you're going to point out mistakes that are going to make you all uncomfortable. That's the reality. You're going to cry. You're not going to like it. You're going to be mad at me. Oh, my God, Adam, why are you so mean? But if we all just take a step back, are they still on pace to win 7 games?
Yes.
I think so.
Yep.
They may win 8. 4 of the next 6 are very doable. Did they just play a hell of a game against a very good Buffalo Bills team? Yes, they did. You are seeing progress. I don't want today to be overshadowed by a few coaching decisions, lack of discipline by a certain player, execution by certain phases of the game, whether it's your short yard offense or your kicker. I don't want to mix all that into the macro. And the macro is, Jeff, and I want your thoughts on this. They're showing the improvement. They are playing better. Mm-hmm. They were in a game that I thought they were the better team for most parts of that game. They just weren't the better team when it mattered most, and that's what the NFL is now, one-possession games. So before we have all these conversations, Jared Goff shouldn't be the quarterback after the year, the 3rd and 1 call, not using your timeouts correctly, not going for it on 4th, whatever it may be.
Right.
Macro step back here. Players are getting better. The players are playing better. Coach took a step back. Bad decision. But overall, the team is improving. And they're going in the right direction. And they win 3 more games. Dare I say 4 out of the next 6. We're talking about a team that contends for the division next year. That's the expectation. A team that pushes for a playoff berth. That's the expectation. I don't want to lose sight of that, Jeff.
No.
What happened, happened. And we're going to get to that at 8:15. But I didn't want to start the show right into the decisions, the quarterback, the missed throw to Chark, the decision not to go for it on that 4th and 1, out of the common sense stuff that they just didn't pass yesterday. Austin Bryant being a total dickhead. I didn't want to start it that way because I think it's important to take a step back before we get into this whole show and acknowledge they put a performance yesterday.
Plenty of good things to take away, but it doesn't help how they ended the first half, how they ended the fourth quarter with that play call. And I'll get into it more later as we discuss it, but the difference in that game, when it was all said and done, was quarterback play. One team had Josh Allen, who, even though he was struggling, it's still Josh Allen. This is a guy who was in a shootout last year with Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. It took 14 seconds for Mahomes to win that game. And even with Josh not getting the ball is probably the bigger storyline. Because Josh Allen can do these things, and Dan should know that. You give him any amount of time, even 20 seconds, he can still score. I mean, you could still go for a field goal. So, again, you have Jared Goff. Does Josh Allen take that safety? Does Josh Allen hit DJ Chark on that route? That's where I'd bring up Ben Johnson, because a part of it is knowing your quarterback. And this isn't the only time this has happened. I mean, you go back to when they played the Dallas Cowboys. They had that 3rd and 1 situation where they threw a go ball to Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds, the sun was in his eyes. They missed up on that opportunity. If you have as good of an offensive line as the Lions do, and you're in 3rd and 1, 85% of the time, that's got to be a run play. Unless you have one of those better top 5 quarterbacks that you believe can make those throws. With Jared Goff, we talked about it on 2 days ago. Jared's capable, but what's the percentage of him actually hitting that throw? It's not very high, I'll tell you that. So didn't like the play call, didn't mind the play call, but it was for the wrong quarterback. So again, a lot of bad things to take away, but also a lot of great things at the same time.
Let's go to the people a little bit. Let's hear everyone out. And by the way, the phone lines will be open all day. 313, Alex, if you don't mind, pin it to the top of the Woodward Sports chat. 313-552-6322. I want to hear, and really, not only myself, Jeff, but we had this conversation. We want to hear you. You are the fans. What do you think? What is your takeaway frustrations, positives, whatever it may be. Let's have that conversation this morning. Call in. Alex will pin the chat. Alex will pin it. He'll get it up, and we'll have that conversation. So again, this is the conversation we are going to have, Jeff. And I can understand throwing it. You can say whatever you want about the throw. It was a bad throw. Chark didn't read it correctly, didn't turn around, didn't adjust, whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, if you are going to pull out of a run play on 3rd and 1, you either A, call a timeout because you have 3 of them and draw up a new play because clearly Buffalo apparently had the answer for a run play.
Right.
Or 2, you throw the deep shot and you get creative on 4th down and try to convert. But at the end of the day, we'll get to the 3rd and 1 play coming up. We'll get to the clock management. But Jeff, am I off here by saying, yes, pathetic. Some of those decisions cost you the game. Austin Bryant, no excuse.
Yeah, players win and lose your games.
Okay,
coaching helps, but execution
I know,
is number
Jeff,
one. It really is.
I'm not in the business, and this is me. Tell me if I'm again. I don't mind. Tell me if Adam, you're off on this one.
Yeah.
I don't think Austin Bryant is a reflection of how the team played. I don't.
No.
But at the end of the day, you are responsible for your players. You are responsible situationally to have them composed. That's just the reality. And yes, if Jared Goff hits that pass, nobody's having this conversation this morning. Yeah, you're right. And if Jared Goff hits Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl, he's a Super Bowl champ. And if Jimmy G hits whoever the hell that was, I think Emmanuel Sanders, they're Super Bowl champs. Don't play the if game with me. This is the NFL. You've won 3 straight. You just lost a heartbreaker against the Bills. You should be proud of the way your team played, the way they game planned, the way they executed for the most part. But clock management, late game decisions, that's what the conversation this morning. When you become, because I do believe in this GM, when you become a team that fields one of the better rosters in the NFL, will this continue? That's my question to all of you. Phone lines are open. Jeff, we're going to take a quick pause. When we get back, clock management, is it a concern? Did Dan Campbell cost them the game by not running it on 3rd and 1? I really just want to focus for the next 15 minutes on the 3rd and 1. Forget the timeout. Forget the 2-minute warning. Forget everything. Let's focus on 3rd and 1 at 8:15. And then at 8:30, we'll go to the people. Okay? We'll go to all of you. We'll have the conversation, and then 8:45, we got to talk about Michigan, and then you know what? We got to get back on Jared Goff, because that is a very, very interesting component that I'm going to make the case this morning. Jeff, I'm very curious to hear what you have to say. I think we're done here. I think we're done for a multitude of reasons, and you know how I feel about the Alex Smith-Mahomes analogy, right? That's always what I double down on. I have 2 concerns with it, and why I don't believe it'll play out the way you would hope. But we'll get to that later on. Before we do, I got to tell you guys about our good friends over at The Butchery, the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network. Call 248-682-COWS. That is 248-682-COWS. The Butchery meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for, Wagyu meats, artisan breads, and all inspired by the legendary Chef Dave. Order online at thebutcherysl.com. That's thebutcherysl.com.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been, I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
What's up, everybody? We're watching Senegal-Qatar right now, and I'm really debating about throwing some serious money on this game. Borat in the chat says, Adam, what do you have against Kazakhstan? I love people, man. People are so creative.
You have beef with anybody you're betting against.
I have beef with everybody. All right, let's have some fun here. 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. You are down 3. You have full control of the game. 3 timeouts. Are you going to play for the win or for the tie? Now, you can make the case this morning, well, they went for the win. It was DJ Chark on a deep route. That, to me, is not playing for the win. I'll tell you why. You have 3 timeouts, Jeff. What have the Lions been able to do all game successfully against the Bills?
They were 3 on 3 on 4th down.
Not only that, they were really getting Amon-Ra open whenever they wanted.
Yeah.
Underneath, intermediate crossing routes. It didn't matter. He was getting open.
And he was open on that last play.
You run the ball there. And I'm not going to play the if game here. Yeah. I'm not. I'm just going to tell you what you have in front of you. Okay? You have 2 opportunities to convert on 3rd and 4th down. With a running back all day that had been converting on short down situations.
Yep. When they haven't
Von Miller out of the game.
Knee injury.
And what happens? You decide to do something that all game did not work. How many times did Jared Goff throw the ball 25, 30 yards downfield? A few times. He didn't complete a single one of them. Mm-hmm. One of them already to Chark. Forget the other one. Jared Goff had taken his chances that game. He missed all the throws. Jared Goff, almost all season long, has shown you he doesn't make those throws. And that's what you call? You call 4 verticals on 3rd and 1 when all you have to do is get the 1st down, have 2 timeouts, and you don't have to push for the end zone. You can run your normal offense and get 15, 18 more yards. And then with no timeouts, have 2-3 shots at the end zone before you kick the game-tying field goal. That's how you would have played it. That's what the common sense man does. But no, you run 4 verticals and then force yourself to kick a field goal because you're scared now and playing for the tie? Had they gone for it on 3rd and 1 with that deep shot, followed it up with a 4th down run, and lost the game, I would have had no issue with it. Because they took their chance, and then they were playing for the win. I don't mind that at all. But you don't get to leave that much clock on the table for Josh Allen. You don't manage the game the way you did. Because what happens is, you run the ball, Buffalo's going to let you run the clock, likely, and you're going to overtime. You convert, you're 100% going to overtime, or you're going to go and try to win the game. Either way, the 3rd and 1 call to me was just another they got in their own head situation. So what the Bills showed blitz? So what? You have one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. That's what you pay them for. Jamal Williams was effective all day on short down situations. Why are you going away from it? To a play that, yes, DJ Chark was open, but a play that you have not been able to hit for weeks now. You have not been able to hit that deep ball. You have not been able to hit that 30, 40-yard sideline throw. You haven't. What would make you think in the game's most important scenario that with Jared Goff as your quarterback, that was the decision? That is what frustrates me. And again, had they gone for it, missed the throw, and then gone for it on 4th down, I would be much happier this morning. I would be able to stomach whatever the outcome would be. But to not use your strength to go and seal the game, and not only seal it, force overtime essentially. You run the ball there, you're likely going to overtime. And I would put 90% probability on it. But because you threw the ball, you put your coach in a bad spot, and you put your team in a bad spot, and you're like, man, this is a long field goal. Actually, I already missed from 29.
You think they have to get him
All right,
closer.
guys, let's just take the tie here.
Yeah.
23 seconds, there's no way, right? Even though you witnessed Mahomes go down in 13 seconds, even though you watched Allen do it multiple weeks this year.
Yeah.
You're seeing these quarterbacks, and again, they only have to go 30, 40 yards to get in field goal range. Tyler Bass, one of the better kickers in the NFL. This wasn't going through their minds.
And you're out Jerry Jacobs. You're out Okuda.
That is what killed me.
Yeah.
And again, you want to blame execution? I understand, and I'm not throwing this all on Dan Campbell. I'm really not. Please hear me out. But you have to pass the common sense test with me sometimes. And on 3rd and 1, you were controlling the game. You call a timeout. You have 2 more. You have your whole playbook open to you. You can throw short routes. You can throw to the sideline. You can throw to the middle of the field. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to the end zone. You have the whole playbook open for you. But what do? You run 4 verticals on 3rd and 1. And you want to blame Goff for not seeing Zylstra? You can have this conversation all day. It wasn't the right call in any scenario unless they run it on 4th down.
Right.
But you run that ball on 3rd down because you have 3 timeouts and you prevent Buffalo from getting a chance to beat you. And what do you know? They took their chance. And you know what? I'm not going to be upset about how Buffalo won either. You know why? Because there's maybe 3 quarterbacks, maybe 4 in the NFL that make that throw to Stephon Diggs. There's maybe 2 or 3 wide receivers in the NFL that find the space like Stephon Diggs did.
Bills got 2 of them.
The Bills got them both, and to their credit, they went and won that game.
Yeah.
I'm not even upset with what they did. I'm not at all. I'm telling you, you as a coach have to understand this. If there's anybody that can get 40 yards on 1 or 2 plays, it's that guy on the sideline. You don't throw the ball on 3rd and 1. And no, I don't need hindsight for that. Please hear me out. I've already labeled it all out for you. 3 timeouts, you run the football there. You take your chances. You get 4th and inches. You go for a quarterback sneak. They weren't stopping you all day on those short situations. Why are you throwing it now in the game's most important moment with a quarterback who hasn't made that throw almost all year? I don't get it, Jeff.
No, I don't either. And again, you're facing a defense that, especially on the 3rd and 1 play, they were sending guys. They were blitzing. But still, no Von Miller, no Gregory Rousseau. You had Ed Oliver there as well. But even with 2 backup guards on your offensive line that game, they still were successful in those short yardage situations earlier in the game. And on 3rd and 1, 23 seconds. That's what Buffalo was given. They had timeouts. That's all the time they need with Josh Allen. And again, if you're Ben Johnson, or even if you're Dan Campbell, because Ben Johnson made the play call, but Dan can override that play call. So again, Dan deserves some of the blame as well. So I didn't like the play call. Again, if you have a guy like Josh Allen, I like the play call because I think he can complete that pass to DJ Chark. He can identify Amon-Ra St. Brown over the middle. But with Jared Goff, you've seen his limitations. I mean, you saw them in the game. And with a 3rd and 1 situation, you have Jamal Williams, who has been successful getting that 1 yard. He's been doing it. He showed it in the game. And you go away from it, and you try to win the game, to seal the game, which, like you said, if they don't complete the pass, at least go for it to try and convert that 1st down, because we've seen Dan in the past when he plays more talented teams, he's a little more aggressive. It seemed like he kind of shied away from that against the Bills, which I don't really understand. You're at home, you're in a position you really shouldn't be in. You're tied with the Bills. You go up 3, you settle for the 51-yard field goal, when earlier Badgley missed a 29-yard field goal, so you'd think, Dan, you'd have to get him closer. Listen, I didn't like the execution. That's where I'll start. But I'm with you. If you're going to at least attempt that play and you're going to try and throw a deep ball to Chark, which I don't like at all, at least go for it the following play. The fact that they settle for the field goal immediately.
They didn't pass the common sense rule.
No. That's what frustrated me.
They didn't
watching
pass
the game.
I get what they're doing here. When you have people questioning you in the moment live, you know you made the wrong call. And it's not about execution at that point.
Yeah.
But I want to give them credit, too. Do you guys remember the Amon-Ra St. Brown jet sweep? Totally fooled Buffalo. You had success almost all game. The 3rd and 1 call, I don't think is so egregious that I'm going to pound my fist this morning and call everybody out. But it is a concern. Because I'm now thinking of the future. I'm liking the talent now. So what happens when you're let's say 8-6 next year, and you're on the road, and you have a 3-point lead and you're trying to ice out the game, then what? Or you're down 3 and your defense hasn't made a stop all game, let's say. Then what? You got to think to the future as well. This was Caldwell's crutch. Everybody loved playing for Caldwell. They won games. They had, 3 winning seasons, I believe? 2 9-7s and 1 11-5 in 4 years? Couldn't manage the game for his life. And that cost him. That is a concern now. I am officially concerned.
And at least Caldwell at the time, you had Matthew Stafford.
I understand,
who could complete those throws. But I get your point. Similar traits
it is frustrating
from a coaching
because,
perspective.
again, the Lions played a hell of a game.
Absolutely.
You can't say otherwise. I can't say otherwise. None of you at home can discredit what that football team went out and did yesterday. Very impressed with what they did. But you can't ignore the bad just because there was a lot of good. You have to talk about both evenly and fairly.
Right.
But let's take a pause. When we get back, the phone lines are open. Thank you all for all of you who are in the queue, for being patient. We will get to you in just a second. Terrell, Scott, I see all of you. We'll get to you guys in just a minute, but before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Bowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12 and limited open play, or $120 lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 Mr. Beer Machine, full bar. Check it all out, bowlingwarehouse.com.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com. To everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's go to you, the people. We'll start with Terrell. Terrell, good morning. I hope you had a great holiday with your family. What do you got this morning? Terrell, you there, buddy? I think he died.
All right, no Terrell.
All right, let's go to Scott. Scott, you're on the morning show, bud. Good morning. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good morning. Good morning. Not too bad, you guys. Happy late Thanksgiving to your guys' family and everybody at the Woodward Sports family, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, yesterday, it's just baffling. You were doing so well in the run, and then you stray away from it. It's like the whole going forward on 4th down, you were doing so well, and then you stray away from that. Like, I just don't get where his thought process was and why he didn't override, the decision of Ben.
Yeah, look, the decision is the decision, and I'm not going to sit here and only look at the bad of it, right? Well, I'm trying to understand, because clearly maybe I'm missing something. How you run 4 verticals, that's what you check out of. In a situation where if you miss, again, we have to understand risk management. That is your job as a coach. I don't care what personnel you have on the field. Risk management. You saw it fail them against Minnesota. You saw it fail them against Philly. You saw it fail for them against New England with a rookie quarterback on the road, and you go for on 4th and 9 and it turns into 7. Risk management is everything for coaching. And I didn't see the reward in throwing the ball 30, 40 yards downfield to, yes, a open DJ Chark. Goff missed that throw. Mahomes, Rodgers, some of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, they probably make that throw, yes. And you know what? Sometimes they miss those throws. But at the end of the day, what is your core foundation? What is your strength? Your offensive line. And yes, you were missing a few guys. And yes, it was a difficult game. But for the most part, you had your way in those short down situations. Why pivot? Why deviate? Scott, that's what I don't understand this morning. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Not a problem, you guys.
Take care.
You too.
Oh, man.
And that was clear as day, man. Like, just quarterback play and knowing your quarterback, knowing his limitations. And that's Ben's job. That's Dan's job. And we could talk about the execution because, listen, if he makes that pass to DJ Chark, we're celebrating a victory here. But the reality is the percentage. You're looking at percentages, right, on execution. What's the percentage Goff hits Chark there? It's not very high. Yeah, he had Amon-Ra over the middle. It just overall, I didn't like the situation you're putting Goff in there. He's just that's not him. If you have Josh, if you have Patrick, if you have one of these better quarterbacks or a quarterback that can make those throws, maybe we have a different conversation. But yeah, it's hard to just let that one slide. But still, plenty of good things. But those things are going to haunt him. Really.
All right, let's try Terrell again. Terrell, again, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, buddy. How are you this morning?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for getting me back on. The call just dropped for a second there you literally hit me up right when I was getting out of my car.
No worries.
Here's the thing, man. Everything that you guys said is on point, so I'm going to try to stay away from that and not touch on that shit. Number one, we all know the crybabies are out in full force this morning, but I'm going to leave them alone too, because I'm in a good mood. It's all good. Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Number one, Jared Goff, yes, he made some terrible-ass throws the last 5 minutes of that game. We can all, agree on that. But there were 3 or 4 other times during the game when he made great throws, okay? I'm not talking about good throws. He made great throws. I was sitting next to my buddy like, Goff's on point today. Like, he was dropping dimes before that. So, you got to give the good with the bad, just like we always talk about. So I'm going to give him a little bit of credit there. As far as the call goes, I agree with you guys. Ben Johnson, Dan's trying to give him a little leeway because he's new. That 3rd and 1 call that you guys keep touching on was atrocious. We know that Goff shouldn't be, making that kind of pass at that time of the game. Right. But here's my number one takeaway from the game. James Houston, a 7th-round draft pick, got activated and sacked one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league to bring down twice in the last half of the game to keep us in the fucking game. Does anybody want to talk about that? No, of course not. Brad Holmes knows what he's doing, so I'm going to trust him when it comes to Jared Goff and let him handle that situation.
I'm happy
that our kids are playing great, bro.
I'm glad
our kids are going off, and I love them.
I love it. And you know what? Thank you for bringing that up, Terrell, because it's very important. Again, I didn't want to make today just a show where you bash all the wrong, because there was so much right. Yeah. And there was Jared Goff throwing those 13-yard, 16-yard, 23-yard completions to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He did have his moments throughout the game. I don't want today just to be about why they lost. I also want to make today about why they were in the game, why they played so well on defense, how they limited Stephon Diggs really for, 55 minutes up until the end when it mattered most. So I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on this. They played
a really good game. I'm proud of them. So I don't feel any type of way today. I'm good.
Appreciate it, Terrell. You enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, man.
Yep, you guys too. Have a good one.
Yep. All right, love it. Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was going to bring one more on. They can wait.
I was going to say, and I actually agree with him for the most part. I think when you look at the impact, and we're going to get into it, trust me, about the brand new Lions or same old Lions, because I do want to bring up some of that stuff. So don't worry, James Houston will be mentioned. But if you look at just the play call itself, that's the issue, right? Ben Johnson, for the majority, really the entirety of the game, besides a couple moments, called a great game offensively. Jared Goff, yes, he did make great throws. He made plays. But that's not the point. It comes down to those 1 or 2 plays, right? The NFL is it's really a league that week by week, it's one possession for the most part. It's those 1 or 2 plays. Usually quarterbacks like Josh Allen decide that, or Patrick Mahomes decide that. With a guy like Jared Goff, That's the difference. So, to me, the biggest takeaway, and we'll get to callers right now, but the biggest difference, I'm going to keep hammering it, is quarterback play. And you saw that on yesterday on Thanksgiving. So, we'll see. Doesn't take away anything Jared Goff's done, though.
Let's go to a Jets fan who is a good friend of the show. Call him Honest Abe. Abe, good morning. How was your Thanksgiving, first of all, buddy?
It was wonderful. My wife took my kids out of state to her sister's house, so I worked for a good portion of the day, and I came home and it was peaceful and quiet.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have invited you over for some Thanksgiving dinner.
Like I said, I wanted it peaceful and quiet.
Oh, well, fuck you too, buddy. Get to the point.
Hey, I might have seen there's a shadow of a guy I saw yesterday over at the game. I was at the game, and I give you guys a lot of crap, and I give the Lions a lot of crap, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the fan base, where I was working at the game. There was no stupidity from Lions fans. It was loud in that place. It was pretty electric, but Bills fans travel, and for a majority of it, I'd say that the Lions fans kind of overtook the momentum that the Bills fans were trying to give out there.
I would agree. It was electric at Ford Field yesterday. And you know what, Abe? As somebody that is, you're a Jets fan, correct?
I at this point, yeah.
Okay. So your team is finding ways this year 2 under Robert Saleh, to win even with awful, sometimes disastrous quarterback play, yes?
Yep. Hey, we beat those Bills.
Yep. So how I want to bring you full circle here is the Lions played a very good game. I don't want that to go away. I don't want people to not remember that James Houston gets called up. First game in the NFL, 2 sacks on one of the more difficult quarterbacks to bring down, just like Terrell mentioned. I don't want to lose sight of Amon-Ra St. Brown finally showcasing what you saw early on in the year, as he could be a de facto wide receiver 1 in the NFL. He is that guy. You know he is their go-to option. You can't do anything about it. You saw the Lions creatively convert on 3rd down. You saw them move the ball effectively, whether it was Reynolds, whether it was Chark at times, mostly St. Brown. You saw Jared Goff protect the football. There are a lot of good things. Stephon Diggs ISO'd out of the game for the most part until, of course, when it mattered most. You can take away positives, but I don't want to hear from any fans this morning that, oh, it's okay what happened at the end. The 3rd and 1, the clock management, the running a play before the 2-minute warning. I don't want to hear about that, because that is Jim Caldwell-esque. Jim Caldwell won games in Detroit. Why didn't he win divisions? Why didn't he win playoff games? Why? Clock management,
I'll tell you this.
Game management. And
I'll tell you this. I think talent-wise, the Lions proved over the last month or so that talent-wise, they can compete with most teams in the NFL.
Right.
And competing is nice. The difference between winning 4 games in a season and 10 games in a season is the way the ball bounces a couple times. Right? And I think we can all agree on that. So you're close talent-wise, but what takes you to the next step? And mismanagement of clock, mismanagement of timeouts, not figuring out which personnel should be on there at the right times. Even a bad play call, yeah, the head coach might not be making that play call, but he's putting that game plan in place and going over it with the offensive coordinator, with the defensive coordinator, who's ever making that play call. Coaching is what ultimately wins in the league. Talent's going to be similar throughout the league. It really, between the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills, you're going to find guys on the Texans that are better than guys on the Bills. It's just the way the league is. But coaching at the end of the day is what takes a team to the next level.
Fair enough. Appreciate the call, Abe. Thank you so much. Have a great holiday weekend, buddy. Stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jeff, show him that video.
I definitely will.
Oh, you saw Abe at the game?
Yeah, he.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was. I give Abe a lot of credit because he deals with a lot of BS, man. He does.
God.
But I, just hearing what Abe had to say, it reminds me of that Bruce Arians quote: "Players win games, coaches lose games." And I think, that just is so true. The more and more you watch, because at the end of the day, you see the result on Thanksgiving yesterday. Coaches doesn't help that situation. So
let's go to Brandon. Before we wrap up, at least for a few minutes, let's go to Brandon. You're on the morning show. Happy holidays. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. What do you got this morning, buddy?
Happy holidays, y'all, too. I just want to give Jared Goff his flowers because there's been so much hate on him. But if we really want to take it from this year, and everybody wants to keep talking about Stafford, who's been a better quarterback this year? And then on top of it, you know what? That was a bad play on 3rd and 1, but it happens.
Yeah, look, and you know what? To your point, I think Jared Goff does deserve for his... Again, look, he's going to get the blame. When you can't make those throws, I'm going to look at you a certain way. Having said that, up until then, he had played a pretty good game. Right? And again, we can do this. I can take away the good. I can take away some bad. We can do this all day, especially after a 3-point loss to... excuse me. A 3-point loss against one of the better teams in the NFL. But Jared Goff, that's what we're segueing into. Michigan, Ohio State coming up top of the hour. I want to wrap up lines, at least for this hour, with Jared Goff and why you heard me before the year. Let him be the Alex Smith. Let this build out. Let this play out. Sit your rookie quarterback for a year. Let Jared Goff get you to the playoffs. Get you maybe second place in the division. Maybe contend for the division. And then hand the keys over to the young buck. That has always been my plan. Yesterday was a unfortunate reminder that he may not even be Alex Smith, and I might have to reconsider what I've been saying about how you go about bringing a franchise quarterback in here. So we'll get to that conversation in just a bit.
We also have a goal in Doha.
Who scored?
Senegal.
Damn it. Should have bet it.
I told you to bet it.
I was doing a show.
I know. Doing break.
God, that is brutal. All right, can't bet on that game anymore, so we're not going to watch it. Having said that, we will be right back. But before we go, I got to tell you about our good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. They cleaned me up very good before the holiday. Of course, I looked like a grizzly bear. Now I kind of look representable. I think I look great. Beard's clean. Fades on the side. How do you not? Get to Lady Jane's near you. Open 10-8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Michael Phillips, the best in the business. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, him and his team will make you their top priority. So what are you waiting for? Being in the game for over 23 years makes Michael Phillips the number one option for not only you and your family, but maybe friends and other family members of yours. Having said that, give them a call, 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. We are back.
Should I start betting, by the way?
Can you shut the hell up?
Oh, sure.
All right.
You should bet in some of these World Cup games.
I haven't bet in World Cup games. I went.
You've been hot.
I had quite the streak yesterday, so
I did have quite the streak.
You know, I don't want to share the screenshots. I've shown you guys in here.
All you need to know is
I banked.
Yeah,
all right. Let's just say I
did well for yourself.
Let's say I just paid.
Didn't you post one somewhere on the socials?
I did post part of them on Twitter,
okay,
but I didn't
saw
post
that one.
me betting on Portugal and Brazil together, me betting on Ronaldo to score. I had a lot of great bets yesterday.
You did. Which, by the way, Neymar injured. I wonder how that's going to affect them now.
His ankle looks pretty bad. I would sit him. I would sit him for now. Try to get him for the knockout stage. Brazil are so much better than everybody else. All right, Jared Goff. Guys, let's revisit before the season, before the 1-6, before the 4-7. Okay? I sat up here and I told you, Jared Goff is a good bridge quarterback for you. And that you would be able to draft your quarterback in 23, sit him for 23, and then he would be the future moving forward after that. Like Alex Smith did. The problem I have this morning is more often than not in these one-possession games, Jared Goff is coming up short. And you can't win a division if you can't win one-possession games. You can't contend for a wild card spot if you can't win one-possession games, if you can't make the throws. He makes that throw yesterday. You're 5-6, talking about being 6-6, and you are the favorite to get the number 7 seed because Seattle's going to probably drop off. And you're looking at 9-7 likely being that 9-8 likely being that final playoff spot. And you have a chance. And who knows what could happen from here. You at least have a chance. That conversation's over with.
Adam.
It's done with. And now that I've seen Goff enough this year, as much as I want to say, keep him around next year, contend for the playoffs, try to win the division, I think a rookie quarterback can play just as well as Jared Goff.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Do you think a rookie quarterback, and I'm not defending Goff, because the question I think Brad has to ask, or at least answer, is do you believe a rookie quarterback making significantly less money, which allows you to add more talent,
$20 million savings.
Yes, it's a lot, would give you similar production? And what I would ask you is this. Goff right now is 7th in passing yards. He's 6th, tied for 6th in passing touchdowns, and he's 11th in QBR. So the question I would have for you is if you have that Rams pick and you don't have an opportunity.
You ready for this? Because I'm sorry, I have to throw this back at you.
Okay, go.
Because I do not accept that at all.
Because I
would say no, but I don't need him to. You know why? Because in the last 4 games, Jared Goff, 3-1, has thrown for 137 yards, 236 yards, 165 yards, and 240 yards. And in all the losses, 277, 378, 321. I don't need that. I'm not asking my rookie. My rookie's walking in, Jeff, with a top 5 O-line.
Yes.
Any running back can run behind it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams.
It's a great situation.
You're going to have $20 million to spend on a defensive tackle, a linebacker, a corner. I'm not saying day one you're able to go contend for the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback. No. But I'm sorry. I watched Dak Prescott walk into a very good situation, a very good offensive line, a very good run offense, and they won 13 games. And their defense wasn't the best defense in the NFL. It was average. Don't tell me a rookie can't come in here and be 4-7 through 11 games. Because I believe they can. And yes, I would like to see this team make a run for the playoffs and contend for the division next year. And yes, having a rookie quarterback, I would have to temper expectations a bit. I understand that.
Absolutely.
That doesn't change the fact that a rookie quarterback can't come in and over the last 4 games throw for an average of 192 yards and an average of less than 2 touchdowns a game. 1.5 touchdowns a game. A rookie quarterback can do that and not turn the ball over only 1 time in 4 games. I can coach my rookie to play solid football. I've seen rookies come into the league and deliver day one. I've also seen rookies come in and struggle. But if I told you a rookie quarterback could go to any team in the league right now that is young, not a contender, that need a quarterback, the Lions are at the top of that list. Why? Offensive line, offensive coordinator, wide receivers, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, draft capital, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks. You're going to be able to go get a tight end if you want in the draft. You can go sign one in free agency. You're going to upgrade the defense if you cut Jared Goff. I'm sorry. The conversation this morning, and coming from me, somebody that continued to always push the Alex Smith narrative, I don't see it. Because he's not Alex Smith, and Dan Campbell's not fucking Andy Reid. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So that's the reality you face. I would rather see the quarterback in there, and I think he would be just fine. Because the Lions, again, are doing really good things. There are some positive things I can take away, especially these last 4 weeks. But go look at the 3 games they just won. 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. 236 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. 165 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks.
What's been the difference in those games as well?
Defense making timely turnovers, right? Yeah. Forcing turnovers. And, I don't know, their red zone offense, notably the run game. Jared Goff doesn't throw a touchdown pass against the Giants, and they win 31-18.
No, absolutely.
So, I want to be fair. But I can't say it's Alex Smith. Give me a similar situation to Alex Smith and Mahomes, because Mahomes was sitting with Andy Reid as his coach and Alex Smith as his mentor. Your rookie quarterback is sitting, behind Jared Goff, who he's probably better than, or at least equal to? Maybe slightly worse? And then Dan Campbell, who's not Andy Reid at the moment until proven otherwise.
At least if
I don't like again, I'm going against what I said.
Right.
Because yesterday was a reminder, when I need you to make a play for me, he's not capable. And that's why NFL quarterbacks are so vital. Because you know what Josh Allen did? He threw a 40-yard dart that maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 other quarterbacks in the NFL can make. You don't have one of them. You don't have one of them. That's why you lose. You need to find him. You need to find him, save the $20 million, throw it in free agency, go get your franchise quarterback. He'll be just fine behind one of the better offensive lines. You can be conservative on offense. You have Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't want to hear excuses for any rookie quarterback. It's a good situation to come into, Jeff.
And on top of that, too, you have to ask the question. This is why I keep asking. And this is just a hypothetical I'm throwing out there for Brad. Whoever you draft, how much is he going to be? And you talk about contending for the division next year. This is why you can kind of go both ways with it, right? If you have a rookie quarterback, you save that money. You can push some of that money towards your defense, which has been abysmal this year and has lost you multiple games. And Jared Goff as well. I mean, even in the Seattle game, yeah, you didn't force the defense to a punt. But if Jared doesn't throw that pick six, you win the game. So there's an argument certainly for both. But I'll bring up Minnesota early in the year. You're leading in the fourth quarter, and the blown play to KJ Osborne, it was really Juju Hughes that misread. Wasn't sure if it was a miscommunication or it was bad coverage, whatever it was. That's what led to that loss. If it wasn't for that play and your defense stepped up and made a play, you're undefeated this year in your divisional games with Jared Goff. So, but to your point, if you feel like a quarterback can come in and give you similar production, then I'm all for it. I really am. I'm not going to sit here and say paying Jared Goff $30 million is the correct way to go. I'm only asking the question, do you feel like a rookie quarterback can bring that type of production? And clearly you think so. And it's a great situation for a rookie quarterback. This isn't Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh that doesn't have protection. I don't like the play calling in Pittsburgh as it is already. You got a good offensive coordinator. You got a good situation offensively. You're getting J-Mo back in a week. So to your point, yes, it is a good situation for any rookie. You just have to ask yourself, if you bring in a rookie next year, what are your expectations? Would you rather a rookie sit behind Goff for a year and have Goff to try and contend for the division? Because I'm telling you, Adam, that Minnesota game, if Juju Hughes doesn't blow that play for KJ Osborne, they are undefeated this year in divisional matchups. So that's got to account for something. But if you believe a rookie can give you similar production, which I like Bryce Young a lot, then go for it. I'm all for it.
I find it hard to believe.
Having a quarterback on a rookie deal is one of the most valuable things in the NFL.
No, it's not one. It is the most valuable. You are 100%
so
correct.
I'm not going to argue with you about that. I agree.
So why would I continue to pay somebody who proves time after time he can't make the throws? Why? Why am I sugarcoating it? And look, by the way, I will vocally come out from now and tell you, you cut Jared Goff. I am not putting Dan Campbell under some imaginary hot seat.
Right.
Because I understand there's a rookie quarterback, but I will have a certain expectation. I expect him to play well. I do expect him to grow. And I do think with what they're building, they have a great opportunity ahead of them, especially with what you'll see they can do in free agency. It's all in front of them. And I don't want to lose sight of that. But you got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks. This quarterback isn't winning you games. And you know what? All of you, if he made the throw at him, you wouldn't be having this conversation. If he made that throw, we are legitimately talking about not only a playoff team who's going to make a push for it. We are talking about one of the most important wins in the last 10 years for the Lions. And not only that, we are talking about the Lions being in a great position to draft their franchise quarterback and sitting him behind Jared Goff. That is the conversation you are having this morning. So save me the bullshit.
But
save it.
You know what frustrates me, though? People, when they get frustrated when Goff can't do things that we never expected him to be able to do, at least at a high level.
I need him to make a play every once in a while, though, Jeff.
And he should be able to do that. But again, the same point. For Ben Johnson, we'll sit here and talk about that 3rd and 1 play. That is not a play that Goff's, it's just not going to happen unless you give it to Amon-Ra over the middle. But still, in that situation for Chark in that throw, that's not a situation you put Goff in. It just isn't. Goff is, if you look at turnovers, since 2019, he has the most turnovers among all quarterbacks. But if you watch Goff through his career, good coaching that overcomes and that helps Goff. So to ask Goff to do things he can't do is my problem, because we know what Goff is. He's a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. He's a quarterback that you have to kind of overcompensate for. You need a great defense. You need a run game. You need an offensive line. You need weapons. That's who Goff is. If you have guys like Josh Allen or some of the more dynamic quarterbacks, they can make up for the lack thereof of things on your football team. Goff can't do that. And the fact that they ask him to do certain things he cannot do frustrates me. That's Ben Johnson. That's Dan Campbell. If you're asking him to make a play to DJ Chark on a 3rd-and-1 situation late in the game, that is not Goff. He's not doing that. So that's what frustrates me. Goff is frustrating. But look at the narrative this entire year. A lot of it you can put on the defense. And if you want to say, well, Jeff, put some of that money that you're paying Goff towards the defense, I'm with you. But at the same time, don't ask Goff to do things he cannot do. He just can't. And that's the reality of it. That's coaching. So as much as I want to sit here and blame Goff, it's also the situations you're putting Goff in and asking him to do things he just can't do. He can't throw the ball downfield, at least not at a rate of some of the other better quarterbacks in the NFL. So I get the frustration, but Goff being in those situations and having to make that play to Chark frustrates me, because that is not a play you put in Goff's
can we
hands.
all agree the Lions play well? Did the Lions play well?
Yes, of course. And we're going to get into it because there's a lot of things I liked. But
a lot of positives to walk away from. But you have to acknowledge what didn't go right. You have to tell the full story here, everybody. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, top of the hour, the game. Michigan, Ohio State, tomorrow. I am very excited for this matchup. I am very, very, very excited about this.
Me too. Let's
get to the conversation. The phone lines are open for Michigan, Ohio State talk for the next 15 minutes, and then we'll get back to the Lions at 9:15. We'll go around the NFL at 9:30, and then we'll do game predictions over the weekend, Michigan, Ohio State, all of that good stuff coming up in just a little bit. So before we go, Jeff, I need you to tell everybody about our good friends over at Cintron.
Well, guys, Cintron, you watched the game yesterday and you feel like sleeping in. Well, drink Cintron. It'll get you up in the morning. It'll get you feeling right, because it's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Cintron has combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. You can try Cintron's great tasting cranberry classic and sugar-free all in one pack. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Ryan Armani, my friend, I am very happy for you. You have lost a ton of weight since starting this awesome program with Dr. Jason and Custom Health Centers.
See how he's kind of like he's kind of popping out of the 3 squares here.
Yeah, I mean,
now he fits
the
in the 3
definition
squares.
of fat is when you break out of the 3 squares, and clearly he's covering it pretty bad. So I'm proud of him, though.
He looks great, though.
I'm proud of him. I don't know what he ate for Thanksgiving, though, so he might have gained a few pounds over the holiday.
Like everybody.
Yeah. We'll see. We will see.
I was going to say, everyone gained weight over
of drama.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Lots of drama. Michigan, Ohio State. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. This is the game. and I am very, very excited for it. Noon kickoff, Fox, Ohio State undefeated, Michigan undefeated. Winner represents the Big Ten in the conference championship and likely goes on to the college football playoff. Jeff, I'll start here. Michigan will win because of blank.
Blake Corum. If Blake Corum does not play, they do not win. And you can look at last game. I know Illinois, they have a good defense. But without Blake Corum, and no Donovan Edwards, you need one of them at least, but no Blake Corum, no Donovan Edwards, 3 yards per carry. That's the definition right there. And this is Michigan. That's their MO. This is how they run their offense, is with the run game. It starts with those guys up front. Yes, you need your offensive line healthy, which is also important. But the conditions in which the game will be in, Blake Corum is the reason why. And Mike Morris, I think he's up there too. You need a consistent pass rush. You got to get pressure on CJ Stroud. You can't just let him sit in the pocket and beat you, because we all know what Marvin Harrison can do. Marvin Harrison Jr. can do. And some of those other wide receivers. So again, this is about the run game for Michigan. Not only keeping CJ on the sideline, but you saw the impact Blake Corum had in really the first half. Imagine what he can do against this Ohio State defensive line that has shown at times they can be pushed around. So to me, it is Blake Corum. That's the difference. And if Mark Morris is healthy, that's even better. So those two players are going to be some of the most impactful players to me against Ohio State.
All right. Michigan will win blank because their defense some way, somehow stops this Ohio State offense. Jesse Minter, I think, has done a phenomenal job taking over for McDonald in the past year. He's had a very, very impressive first season.
Yep.
Michigan, their defense, I have to give them credit. They've looked way better than I thought they would going into the season. They're undefeated for a reason. Their defense has bailed them out in multiple games, especially in those games where they start off slow. The defense keeps the game close. Michigan somehow either goes up a point or down a point into the half, and then the defense takes over, doesn't allow anything in the second half, and Michigan run away with it. I think Michigan will win because of their defense. Now I want to flip it. Ohio State will win because of what, Jeff?
Because I'll tell you right now, without Travion Henderson, I think he's out. He's already ruled out. They have their freshman running back who'll be playing, and he had like a $150 last week. So he's a good running back. But overall, they'll win because of time. If C.J. Stroud has time to sit in that pocket, so to your point with the defense and that pass rush, Marvin Harrison Jr. will kill you. That is the reality. He's done it all year. So, again, Michigan, they have a respected secondary. They have some guys that can make plays. But overall, it's that passing game. It's that passing attack, to me, Adam, that'll win that game for them. So, if you want to go C.J. Stroud, you want to go Marvin Harrison Jr., either one, those guys will kill you. And if they go up quickly, it's going to put Michigan in a tough spot. So, I'll say that passing game.
Ohio State will win because of blank. And that blank is going to be their offense, their talent.
Yeah, no question.
And I would agree with you. They're not stopping Ibuka. They're not stopping Smith and Jimba. They're not stopping Marvin Harrison Jr. They're not stopping anything. And I don't want to... Michigan fans, I swear to you, this isn't coming from a bad place. I'm really trying to be fair here. But you're going to get worked. Because I also... As much as I can credit Jesse Minter in the defense, as much as I can credit Michigan's 11-0 season and them beating everybody in front of them, this has been the worst Big Ten year in maybe 25, 30 years?
Yeah, no question.
Everybody in the Big Ten sucks. The offenses are atrocious. And I think Ohio State, Sanistrell is your best corner, and this is his first year playing the position? These Ohio State receivers, unless somehow, some way, Mike Morris in that defensive front can put 20 pressures on CJ Stroud,
have a day,
which I don't expect. I don't know how you win this game. Ohio State, in my opinion, likely to put up a minimum of 38 points. I don't think J.J. McCarthy and the offense are capable of that. I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong, because I'd rather see Michigan win the Big Ten than Ohio State, if I'm honest with you. I think Ohio State maul Michigan. I think they run all over them, Jeff. I really do.
You think they run all over them?
Yeah. I think it's 50. I think it's 52-27, 52-28. I don't like it. I don't like it for one very obvious reason. Blake Corum's out, and if you can't control the clock and keep that offense off the field, and again, you can keep them off the field, but they're a Lamborghini, they're a Ferrari. They go from 0 to 100 like this.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State in 2 possessions for a whole half can have 14 points on 6 plays if they want. You can control the ball. They'll get their points. And I don't see a secondary that is going to shut down 3 of the best receivers in the country. Oh, they all just happen to play with one of the best quarterbacks in the country and one of the better offenses in the country. I'm just not seeing it. And look, Ohio State's shown their weaknesses. They have. But I think in this rivalry game, the same way I picked you last year, Michigan, to beat Ohio State, Ohio State's hurting. They are angry. It feels like 10 years without beating Michigan for them. And they're at home in the horseshoe. You haven't won since 2000. I would love nothing more than to be talking about Michigan going out and winning this game. And you know what? I'm probably giving you a different conversation, Jeff, if Corum doesn't extend his knee. And they haven't said anything about it.
And that worries
And that's
me.
what annoys me.
Yeah, they're keeping those
because
things
I don't know.
And rightfully so, of course. Keep those things in-house. Don't announce any injuries before that game. You don't want Ohio State having any type of advantage. But the weather, that's really going to be the definition. And I'm looking right now. It's supposed to be 48 degrees in semi-sunny. So, again, that passing attack will be on unleash mode. And, again, to your point, if anyone's going to get run all over, to me it's Ohio State if Blake Corum and if Donovan Edwards plays.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, they're giving up, even in a bad Big Ten conference, over 100 yards per game. I think Michigan's been the more impressive team in stopping the run. But to your point, we'll see. That's going to be a big part of this game.
So tell me if I'm wrong here.
To me, it's the secondary for Michigan.
That is a worry.
And
is Mike Morris healthy? Because you sat him against Illinois hoping he'd be ready for Ohio State, which I think he will be.
I think he'll be fine, yeah. But that's the X factor.
Guys, hear me out. Again, I would love to see Michigan beat Ohio State. First time since 2000. I'm a fan of this stuff. I love it. But let's be honest here. That looked like a hyperextended knee at the minimum.
No, and he was delivering turkeys.
And even if Edwards gets back, and you're able to put 25, 30, 35 on Ohio State, what evidence do you have? Because even last year with Hutchinson, Ajabo, Dax Hill,
right,
you still gave up over 300 yards to C.J. Stroud. They threw it all over the place. They put up, 28 points? 42-28 was the final score. Like, they're going to score. The only way I see Michigan winning is if they really take control of the clock, that whole game. They really take it to the next level where 14, 15, 16 play drives, 8, 9 minutes off the clock, running the ball effectively down Ohio State's throats, making their defense tired and exploiting them throughout the game, and hitting deep play action plays. It's going to take a damn near perfect game, in my opinion, for Michigan. I think Ohio State can win without playing a perfect game. That's the difference.
And a part of it, too, is if Ohio State scores quickly, like if they go up 14 in the first quarter, how does Michigan respond to that? Especially what they've shown all year. Does Michigan have an offense which you can play behind and come back successfully? Because the thing with Ohio State is they can do that. They don't necessarily have to come back. They can be down 2 scores and still come back with their passing attack, with C.J. Stroud and those wide receivers. So Michigan, that's the question I have, is if you go down early, what do you do? How does it look? And for J.J. McCarthy, it's a big test for him, clearly. I mean, this is why you start J.J., right? He can make those throws. What do you do if Ohio State goes up quickly? Because to your point, I agree 110%. Michigan's path to victory is running the football. If this gets out of hand in the first quarter and you're down 2 scores, Michigan is going to have their back against the wall. And it's going to really change that game plan around. Now, they'll still commit to the run. But like you said, Ohio State, they're going to score minimum 30, 37 points. It's how does Michigan respond?
And then we have dummies in the chat like Cornelius. Y'all just sound scared, to be honest, with you, because Ohio State hasn't beaten anybody worth mentioning whatsoever. Is that true?
I mean, if you want to talk about who
has a better schedule, I'm pretty sure Ohio State does.
They do, slightly.
I'm pretty sure they scheduled Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure they've beaten the same teams that you've beaten. And I'm pretty sure they're undefeated just like you are. So you can't discredit Ohio State just because you feel like it. And last I checked, let me think. Let me see how I want to go about this. Last I checked, if Blake Corum doesn't get hurt, I think I'm giving Michigan the edge in this game. But he is. And he showed his value when he went down against Illinois. Michigan probably blows out Illinois if Blake Corum doesn't go down before half. I think so. He runs all over him, probably goes for 200
100 yards in the first half,
108 yards, I believe. Yeah. So He is their de facto back. And Donovan Edwards has missed, 3 consecutive weeks? I don't expect him to come out and suddenly be 24 carries, 160 yards. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a tough ask, man.
So Michigan, again, are going to have to play this game so perfectly to win. And you have to remember, it's in the horseshoe. Why are you celebrating? What are you doing?
Fish is flipping everybody off right now. What just happened, Fish?
Something's going to happen in the Senegal-Qatar game.
Oh, wow, Senegal scored.
Yep, they got a second.
Oh, there you go.
Way to be, buddy.
3-0, everybody. Calling it. I told you to lock it in. You listen.
Good?
Well, you should lock in 3-0.
I'm not locking in anything. I told you I'm not betting this game.
Well,
the second they scored, I'm not betting it.
Someone should. Jeff, lock it in.
I'm
someone lock it in. I told you
I'm staying.
30 minutes ago.
Fish, I trust you, but I'm staying away from the World Cup.
I'm glad. So we can officially say, by the way, that Qatar have been eliminated from the World Cup, and I am so happy to say that.
Yeah.
Fuck Qatar. Cool? Great. Let's move on.
But wouldn't it be better if they get 0 points? Nothing?
Yes. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I hope they have a goal differential of minus 60. Having said
they won't get that far
let's
down.
take a break. When we get back, Amon-Ra St. Brown is not only a star in the making, but he is just continuing to stack up games where you look at him and say, that's a wide receiver 1. And you know who's on the way, Jeff? You know who's going to suit up for Jacksonville?
The guy you expect to be the wide receiver 1.
Jameson Williams. Let's have that conversation coming up in just a bit. But before we go, Jeff, the best defense on and off the field.
Let me tell you about it, Guardian Alarm. One of the most consistent defenses, and a defense that will protect you while you're inside your home. If you call 1-800-STAY-OUT today, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 constant protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know your friends at Woodward Sports Center.
Qatar, stay out.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Check out Moneyball Sportswear because it is your one-stop shop. Whether you want the latest looking of athletic apparel or you need new uniforms for your team, Moneyball has it all. Stop in Moneyball's showroom in Southfield and experience the only way to ball, or visit moneyballsportswear.com. And guys, today is the day you can join Woodward Sports Network's own Braylon Edwards on Black Friday today from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you can win some Moneyball swag. Moneyball, the only way to ball.
All right. Expect a lot of fights and a lot of aggressive plays tomorrow. I'm assuming you're mentioning the Ohio State-Michigan game. Does Qatar have slavery? Stop it. That is not true. Although it is technically, it isn't technical slavery. Slavery is when you own somebody. So here, let me explain something to you. In Dubai, wait. In countries like Dubai and Qatar.
Okay, can we clear up that Dubai is not a country? No, seriously, there's people that think Dubai is a country. You ask 100 Americans around Michigan.
It's the UAE. I know, Fish, but in Dubai, let me use the example.
Pisses me off that people think Dubai is a country.
But I'm going to make because Dubai is so big.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me just make the example. Okay, let me make the point. These aren't slaves, but what you need to understand about countries like Qatar and Dubai is with all this new money that they have, all this oil money, they don't have like a culture or a nation, right? They don't have like You grow up here in America, you're growing up with so many different cool cultures, and it makes sense. You grow up in, let's say, England, a lot of English folk, right? It makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
In countries like Dubai and Qatar, you get a lot of people that move there around the world. Southeast Asia, Northern Asia, Europe, anywhere, Africa. And they all move there. Why? Because there's jobs available, money, and they are labor jobs. But they're jobs, and they're typically better situations than what they're living in. So
it's optional.
I don't want to call it slavery. I think that's a bit much. That's
optional slavery.
Because you're demeaning what actual slavery was back in the day, which was disgusting. So don't call it slavery. I'm not a fan of that. It's labor work. It's tough work. It's a lot of hours. They're working the jobs nobody wants to work, but
they're getting paid for it.
Yeah, but they're not getting paid very well.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't say they're not getting paid very well. They're making a living, and they're living in a country that
yeah, but they're living in
I don't
a
have to
shipping
like
container.
But it's a better situation. No, they're not living in a shipping container. That's what the World Cup stadium was built on. It's a design. Relax.
No. Have you seen the work facilities?
Yes.
Yes,
but at the same time, that lifestyle. Look, I'm not justifying it. But would you rather be there in a country where you're safe, or would you rather be in a place like China, working in a workshop 14, 18 hours a day and making nothing, living a hard life? I don't know. I think it's unfair to call that slavery.
I'm not saying slavery, but they're not making much down there either. They're making pennies too.
Okay, you know what? Take away from everything you guys just said.
I don't know. That they are not there by force. They go there on their own terms.
Not the World Cup people.
Huh?
You think the World Cup people are there
I'm not
because they
talking
want to
about
be
the
there?
World Cup people, buddy. I'm talking about general people that work at the supermarkets, that work at the restaurants there.
Okay.
Like those people have a different lifestyle. The construction workers, that was bullshit.
Okay.
The health violations, safety, all that. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay.
But I don't want to hear about slavery because you're demeaning what it actually was compared to what's going on now. This is just called labor work, all right? It's not fun.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm just saying.
It's gotta be
would
done.
you rather grow up in a poverty country, making nothing and having no education, no future, or would you rather go to a country that it's not better than what we have here, but it's better than what they had before?
Overall takeaway.
That's a tough one.
I love the country we live in. All right, so
well, yeah, I mean that's why you are living in the best country, and you get to have that conversation.
Yeah, no
so, all right, moving on. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
My
does
goodness.
it again. Does it again. The leading receiver in the game, 122 yards, 9 receptions, 1 touchdown. Fantastic game, Jeff. He's a star in the making, and I don't think anybody can push me off. I heard the Darnell Mooney, Tyler Boyd, all these guys were better. Remember before the year?
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't a top 32 wide receiver before the year. And I named you 12 receivers he was better than that day.
And he fouled it up.
And then he vaulted himself into the top 15.
And this is him missing games, too. Like, with that ankle injury. And on top of that, he had the concussion that kicked him out of a game early.
Wait, so you're telling me he's missed games? And he's 65 catches, 716 yards, and 4 touchdowns?
And by the way...
And he's on pace for 1,200 yards receiving?
And by the way, those 65 receptions, 8th in the NFL. 716 yards.
Wait, 8th, and he missed multiple games?
And that's 12th in the
8th,
NFL.
and he was ruled out by a fake concussion?
Yes.
8th, you say, for a 4th-round pick? 8th? 8th, you say, sir?
He's 7'11".
Special.
He's 7'11". He's always open. I mean, that's the reality of it. Amon-Ra, he's reliable. And honestly, even with the amount of receptions he's had, like if you look at even yesterday against Buffalo, 10 targets, 9 catches. He's reliable. Honestly, you could have argued he probably should have got the ball a little more. So Amon-Ra in an offense where they really relied on him this year, and every week, opposing defenses, they know who's the problem.
And they still can't do anything about it.
It's number 14. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they still can't mess with him. So, yes, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been fantastic, man. And think about it. I'm going to keep saying it, and I know people are going to get annoyed by it.
What?
4th-round draft pick.
Oh, I don't
Brad
think people
Holmes,
are going to be annoyed by it.
You're paying Amon-Ra, and I'm pulling a Neal. Amon-Ra St. Brown's rookie deal. Take it all and put it into one. Still less than what Kenny Galladay's making.
In September,
in 1 month. So, by the way, it is what it is, man. You have a general manager who can identify talent. Amon-Ra St. Brown is that dude. And when Jameson gets here, it's only going to make him even better because teams have to account for Jameson and the impact he has. So, I've loved what I've seen out of Amon-Ra St. Brown this year.
When Amon-Ra St. Brown gets 8 or more targets, the Lions are 4-3. That's the number. When he gets more than 8 targets, they are 4-3. Sounds like a winning formula to me. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Jeff, I want to move the conversation to somebody else who's coming back on Jacksonville. I think Jameson Williams is coming back.
Oof.
What does that mean for Amon-Ra St. Brown in the offense?
Well, you have a guy who can stretch the field like that. Not DJ Chark stretch the field. I think Jameson has a better, more of a diverse route tree than DJ Chark. I mean, you can use Jameson in so many different ways, and to have a guy like that on the opposing side of Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jameson you can move all around, by the way. You can put him in the slot, you can put him on the outside. It's going to make Amon-Ra so much better, because what does Braylon always say? And this is one of the most things I take away. Braylon says a lot of smart things, but he says this specifically, playing wide receiver in the NFL. He said, guys like to play number 2 rather than the number 1 wide receiver, because you get so many more opportunities. It's like Lockett in Seattle. When you have DK on the other side of the field, and teams have to account for DK Metcalf, that opens up things for Lockett. He can find, he can get open. And like Amon-Ra St. Brown, he can get open. I think Jameson is going to help him even more. So being a number 2, whatever, even if he's a number 1 with Jameson, just playing alongside Jameson, I think their skills complement each other very well. You have a guy in Jameson who can be that legitimate deep threat, and then you have Amon-Ra, who's pretty much a possession guy. You can get open any part of the field. So not as much downfield, but you don't need him to be that guy, right? He can be your blanket. He can be Jared Goff, whoever your quarterback is. Amon-Ra can be his safety blanket. So Jameson is going to help complement him very well. And what he can bring to this offense is going to not only help Amon-Ra, but help everybody. So even the run game. So I'm excited to see Jameson, man. I really am.
Oh, I am with you. And I think what he does for this offense, I don't think you can quantify it yet, because who knows how Ben Johnson will use him out of the slot, out of the backfield maybe, on the deep shots. He is...
And you better not just send him downfield.
Special.
Like, Jameson
he's not just a decoy. We have to remember, a lot of his big plays in college were yards after the catch.
Yeah, no
He's
question.
a guy that can take an intermediate 12, 15-yard crossing route, dig route. He can house call it.
I think he clocked at 23 miles per hour in a game at Alabama.
Yeah, so let's remember,
incredible
again,
speed.
I repeat myself. I know I do. I do it for a reason. Jameson Williams, prior to the injury, was the number 1 wide receiver prospect coming out of college. Not Olave, not London, not Garrett Wilson, none of these guys.
No.
It was Jameson Williams. And because of that injury, he fell. And he fell right into your lap, and you moved up at 12 in an aggressive move to get arguably the number 1 receiver out of the draft. Bold move. And it got an A+ from me the day of and after, along with you, Jeff. And on Sunday, not this one, but the following, all next week, we're going to be talking about what Jameson Williams brings to this offense, what he will bring to the Detroit Lions. And you look at the next 4 out of the 6 games, and you tell me the Lions can't average 31 points down the stretch. You show me a defense that'll stop this offense and how it operates from scoring at least 31 points a game. You tell me how. The Bears? The Packers? The Jaguars? Maybe the Jets. I'll give you the Jets. The Panthers, low-key, have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Who am I missing? I'm missing one team. The Vikings, who just gave up 26, I believe, to Mac Jones. He looked like Mahomes for the first 3 quarters. So let's understand what you have here. And you still, again, you know what? We got a few minutes. 4 out of the next 6 games. Can they win them? Can they go 4-2 down the stretch? Can they win 8 games? Can they win 7 games? And say, you know what, Dan Campbell has shown improvement going into year 3. And now year 3, you expect him to go from step 1, step 2, to step 3, which is compete for your division, which means you're likely a wild card team. Can you do that in year 3? And I think you can do it whether it's a rookie quarterback or Jared Goff, because your offense is built for both. And your defense, if you cut Goff, will get a significant upgrade. And you have 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. I'm expecting a lot this offseason.
Yeah.
In Detroit, hey, Jeff, look, I've been very vocal and very critical of what happened to start the year, right? I've said my fair share of, I would say, very critical things on a 1-6 football team at the time. Fair?
Fair.
I was also the guy before the season. I projected what you're seeing now these last 4 weeks. That was my expectation. 7-10, 8-9, you're going to be a pain in the ass to play against. And that's exactly what they are right now, especially these last 4 weeks. And what else did I tell you? You're heading in the right direction. And you have what every team in the NFL would kill for. The foundational setup for a young quarterback to walk into.
Pittsburgh wishes they had the same situation.
Do you think Kenny Pickett wouldn't be more successful with the Lions right now?
Yeah, no
yes,
question.
he would.
Yeah, he would.
He would look a lot better than what he looks like in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
You have what teams dream of for a franchise quarterback. I want you all to remember this. You have it. So whether it's cutting Goff and drafting your guy next year, you're looking great, regardless if Goff is starting or the young quarterback. Dak Prescott, a game manager, his rookie year, won 13 games. You can win with rookies. It takes good coaching, a better defense, and what you have on offense, which they check the box.
And Mac Jones, his rookie year.
So I don't want to hear it.
So, yeah, they made the postseason.
I don't want to hear it.
And again, I mean...
You have speed now, too. Jamison Williams. Amon-Ra St. Brown, unguardable at times. You have...
Yeah.
And I'll repeat myself of what I said before the year. You have what teams in the NFL would die for. Don't waste it. Don't take it for granted. Jump on the opportunity. Any young quarterback worth their salt, you hit the pick, will walk in and have success. Zach Wilson, for as much as we can dog him, that's not the best offensive line. And he looked better when Breece Hall was back there. And I'm sorry, James Robinson, Michael Carter are not Breece Hall. And last I checked, it's only Garrett Wilson he's throwing to. And Tyler Conklin at tight end. So, we can blame Zach Wilson, and he looks pathetic, and I think it's more of an attitude issue than performance.
Which he owned up to.
And we'll see when he gets his starting job back.
Yeah.
But I think Zach Wilson would love to be playing behind this offensive line in this run game, and Ben Johnson's creativity and Amon-Ra St. Brown underneath as a safety blanket. So you have a good situation for a young quarterback to step into. Let's take a break. When we get back, we'll go around the NFL. We'll recap Thanksgiving. We'll preview the upcoming weekend. And then we'll give our final score predictions for the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Ooh.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Then we'll wrap up the Lions as well. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Well, guys, Big Boy, especially today, I know you probably have a ton of Thanksgiving leftovers, but when those are finished, get yourself and even others to Big Boy, because, guys, you can satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy, and you can visit bigboy.com for full details and participating locations.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Oh, my God.
Chili Pepper Standing is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D, along with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPepperStanding.com, hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your Vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Chili Peppers, Dan.
All right. 9:30. Live. WoodwardSports.com.
I do like seeing Happy Adham, though.
Oh, I'm always happy, buddy. I've been in a really great mood lately. The Lions playing well these last 4 weeks have helped me a ton.
Yeah, how do you not?
I'm sure they've helped a lot of people. But let's go around the NFL. Let's recap Thanksgiving yesterday. The Giants, Cowboys. The Cowboys really dominated that football game.
That touchdown
the late
late
score, by the way, that backdoor cover made some money.
Made some people money.
Made some money on the backdoor cover.
Yeah.
Regardless. Took the alternate cover, by the way. Minus 14.5. But anyways. Cowboys win. Micah Parsons, that defensive front, they looked every bit of what you thought they would be. They limited Saquon Barkley. Darius Slayton beat them a few times deep downfield, but other than that, the Giants' offense really didn't pose a threat. And again, you're a Giants fan, and now you're thinking what, Jeff? We got to get a quarterback. You can win with Daniel Jones. Comes with limitations.
Right. Can't run the ball.
You can't
You're
run
done.
the ball always and rely on Saquon, especially when it's not his day.
Right.
And when it's not his day, that means you lose. I don't like that.
And they already had a ton of injuries coming into that game already, so I'm with you. I think a takeaway for me as well is with the Cowboys, putting Dak Prescott in situations to succeed. I know he threw 2 interceptions, but having 30 pass attempts. Last week he had 25. Like keeping those pass attempts low, running the football with Pollard and Zeke. Zeke had a pretty nice game. He had like over 5 yards per carry. So I like what the Cowboys have been doing, and they're really selling this team to Odell Beckham. So, again, Cowboys, they're trending upwards. We'll see what they do in the postseason. Every year we say this about the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys looked really good. Micah Parsons has been on a tear the last 2 weeks. He has 2 sacks in each of those games. He's an animal. The Cowboys got a hell of a defense. They got weapons offensively. And what a treat it was yesterday to be able to see CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. These guys are just different in what they can do and how they can
Game
catch the
changers.
football. Yeah,
Game
they really are.
Speaking of Justin Jefferson, against a coach who always limits a team's best player, he went off.
Couldn't
he
stop
had
him.
himself a day. You couldn't stop Justin Jefferson. Yes, I made a ton of money off of him. Appreciate you, JJ, by the way. Appreciate you so much. So here we are. Minnesota again, Jeff, win a 1-possession game. You starting to believe in them again or no?
I think I never changed my thoughts on Minnesota. I think they're a good football team. I have questions that what they do in the postseason, right? Because if you're winning these 1-possession games, you're really relying. And I know they have playmakers, and really Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and T.J. Hockenson all had a touchdown. But that still doesn't escape the fact that Kirk Cousins and what he's able to do. So they're only going to go as far as Kirk can take them. But overall, Minnesota Vikings are a good football team. I mean, that doesn't sway me any type of way. I talk about it all the time. The NFL is a league where every week you're seeing these 1-score games. It comes down to those 1, 2, or 3 plays. And so far, the Vikings have consistently made those plays every week so far. So got to give credit where it's due. They're fighting like hell. So Vikings are a good football team. And in a weak NFC, they really are. We'll just see where they can go in the postseason because I still don't have faith in Kirk Cousins.
I like it. I like it a ton. I would agree. The defense does concern me, though. They got worked up by Mac Jones for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, no question.
Made the stop when they had to.
Yeah.
Got the sacks when they had to. But 26 points against the New England offense that really didn't pose any threats outside of Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Parker beating you deep, Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar. It was quite they just beat you, and that was weird. But Minnesota, they won the game to their credit. I thought it was a good performance overall. The defense I'm a bit concerned with, but Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk, man, he stepped up. He had his best game in primetime of his career.
He did.
And I got to give him credit for that. Let's preview the upcoming games on Sunday, Jeff. Cincinnati at Tennessee, who you got?
Ooh, this one is definitely one of the tougher games for me to call because I gave both teams praise, right? I love what the Bengals have been doing so far, even without Jamar Chase. I know he's questionable this week. We'll see if he comes back. He was limited in practice. And then you have the Titans, who have been exceptional all year. This game, to me, really comes down to one thing, and it's for Joe Mixon to be healthy because he's in concussion protocol. You're expecting him to play. This one's going to be tough to call. I'm going to lean Bengals here because I do believe that the difference will be quarterback play and making that extra play, and I feel like Joe Burrow in this offense is capable of doing that. So I'm going to lean Bengals. I got more faith in Joe Burrow, but it would not be surprising to me if the Titans find a way to win. They've been doing it all year, and Mike Vrabel doesn't get enough respect. I think if you look at coaches that haven't won a Super Bowl, that man is really the best coach to me. So I'm going to lean the Bengals here, but it'll be close.
I'm going to go with you. I've been supporting Tennessee all year. I got to go against them this time.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati, Jamar Chase likely back. We'll see. Might be a game-time decision. We don't know enough information yet. That'll be interesting. But even without him, he's averaged 330 yards a game, over 2 touchdowns, and less than a pick a game. He's been exceptional without his best receiver. Samaje Perine getting touches. Joe Mixon, we'll see if he's going to pass concussion protocol. But I like Cincinnati here on the road. I'll probably bite my tongue because I'm going up against a Mike Vrabel coach team who will step up regardless. But I'm with you. Give me the Bengals. Atlanta, Washington. Now, had the Lions won, this would have been an X-factor game for them. but they didn't. Atlanta, Washington at home. They're 6-5. Can they get to 7-5 approaching their bye week? Jeff, who you got?
The answer is yes. The Commanders. Then they got Chase Young coming back. Give me the Commanders. Listen, they've been a hell of a football team over the last couple of weeks. They've consistently, they know who they are with Taylor Heineke, and that's running the football, not allowing Taylor, to really put the team in bad situations. He's made good decisions. I got to give credit to Ron Rivera here. I like what the Commanders have been doing. That defensive line has been terrorizing teams, and I think they're going to terrorize the Atlanta Falcons. So give me the Commanders here. I just think I love what they got on defense, and you got Terry McLaurin, and those guys are going to make plays. So. And I think Kyle Pitts is on IR now, so it doesn't help the Falcons' case. Give me Commanders. And I'll say decisively.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Chargers at the Cardinals. Jeff, who you got?
Kyler Murray's return. Give me the Chargers here. As much as the Cardinals, they've just been so confusing this year. Even with Kyler Murray, they win some games and then they lose games they're supposed to win. I don't really know how to think. Cliff Kingsbury, they're dealing with issues. They just fired one of their staff members in Mexico for doing some weird stuff, illegal stuff. So, yeah, give me the Chargers, man. I just think Justin Herbert in this game, they're 5-5. You got to win. If you want to be in that conversation, especially in a tough AFC, you got to win now. So, give me the Chargers here. I got more faith in them, even though I really don't want to go. I don't want to pick either of these teams, but I'm leaning Chargers. I think they beat the Cardinals.
All right, fair enough. I am going to disagree. I don't think the Chargers are going to beat the Cardinals. I think they're going to demolish them. I saw quit in Arizona against San Francisco.
It's bad.
You thought 38 to what? What was it? 38.
Score 10.
14 or 38-10. You thought
like
that was bad?
It's terrible.
Justin Herbert to have his best game of the year. Cardinals to put up some points.
And they're coming off a loss against Kansas City.
But it's going to be ugly.
Yeah,
it's going to be ugly. The Chargers are going to save their season with a big win on the road. Rams, Chiefs. I think we both agree the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Yeah, Chiefs by
now it's by how much? By 40? By 70? By 90? What are we looking at here, Jeff?
I'll say 2 or 3 scores. I think they win. They destroy the Rams, and Lions fans rejoice for that Rams draft pick that could be top 3. So, give me the Chiefs easily, no question.
All right, I'm gonna go 35-3.
Wow,
35-3.
I love it.
Chiefs dominate. The Rams they're playing a backup quarterback. There's no Cooper Kupp. There's no weapons. There's no run game. There's nothing. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, is this the last time we see them suit up? Are they just going to shut down the year? What's going on with Stafford?
At this point, what are you playing
He's
for?
missing the next 2 weeks. This is a problem for the Rams. And the Rams, if they lose out and finish 3-14, will likely be the number 2 or 3 pick, depending if Houston maybe wins a few games. It might be 1. You never know.
And they just made a quarterback change.
And they have that draw. So you have to remember this.
True.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in Houston if they can win a game or 2. But I do expect the Rams to lose out the rest of the way. And look, Jesse Adams says, Adam, giving the Rams 3 points is nice. I agree. I'm being very generous
and
by
this
giving
Chiefs
them 3.
defense has looked even better over the last couple
weeks. And they've gotten
weeks.
better over the last few weeks, 100%, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
you.
it. I'm excited. When we get back, let's bet. Let's get the best bets of the weekend. Let's get the Michigan-Ohio State game predictions, all that and so much more. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Well, let me tell you about Swiss Insurance because, guys, with the holiday season here, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you to insure those gifts of jewelry or collectibles. In the last 2 weeks, Swiss has saved its clients on an average of 26% on their insurance premiums, 26%, while increasing coverage. That's a lot of money to free up for the giving season. And listen, Swiss can help you do that. Merry Christmas. Now we're heading towards that season. It was Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas from Swiss Insurance. And don't forget, go blue.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Feldman, the #1 name for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, is getting bigger and better. This Black Friday weekend, come celebrate the grand opening of the new freestanding Feldman Jeep store. Enjoy free food, live radio remotes from Woodward Sports, and even an autograph signing by former Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Plus, receive a free $100 gas card with the purchase of a new vehicle. Come Jeep out this Friday and Saturday at the new Feldman Jeep at 8731 Dixie Highway in Clarkston.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Bedrock Detroit, I'll tell you what, Decked Out Detroit has returned at the Cadillac Lodge in the Monroe Street Midway, a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you can get some food and drinks. Fuck you, fish. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long, baby. Qatar just scored.
That actually
you
angered
suck.
Me. I'm actually disappointed and angry at myself for that. I was worried. I was saying we just need to survive the pressure for 10 minutes, and then we'll be fine. I'm saying we as a Senegal fan, I guess. But,
what are you doing right now?
He's
I'm
probably
about
betting.
to place a bet. Just leave me alone
Are
for
you
a second.
Are you putting the draw now?
No, I'm taking Senegal minus 700.
For what?
I'm putting $2,000 on it.
Wait, what are you putting $2,000 on them to win?
On Senegal to keep the win.
But like not to improve scoring, just to win?
This man is on a mission.
You're not speaking to me.
He's locked in, Fish.
One second, I'm making a bet, Fish. One second.
I know, but I want you to tell me what bet you're making. Like them to win and get another goal, or...
Shut the hell up, Fish.
I'm depressed now.
He's you say $2,000 on Senegal to win?
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to because they're minus. See, just told you they're minus 700.
Okay, I didn't do it.
You were locked in for no.
I went for Qatar tie.
Oh my god! Now you said the draw. Well, that's got to be high as hell now.
I took the draw.
What is that at? That's got to be
plus
really
600.
high.
So,
oh, that's
Dirty,
it.
Hey,
oh.
WoodwardSports.com. Dirty South Wolverine says someone get Adham the 800 number.
I don't need the 800 number when I'm fucking paying my bills without even working. I'm just betting. I don't need the 800 number. The 800 number's for losers who can't stop losing.
You can get money on a
That's
fourth.
mean. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice.
You can get money on a fourth goal. You're gonna bet a fourth goal.
I'm betting the tie. That's all I care about.
Well, if you're betting the tie, you should bet a fourth goal then.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but you double your money, no?
Not really. It's more money for me if I get the if I bet for the draw.
Okay. Westfall, you putting your money on him then?
All right. Look, I don't need an intervention from all of you. All of you, shut the hell up. All right.
Yeah, if you were
I know what I'm doing. All right. When you go 13 months without depositing into an account and you just keep stacking and withdrawing, like you don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. I'm the motherfucker here. All right.
I love this comment.
I run this shit.
WoodwardSports.com. Aaron S says, Adam talking about cocaine and gambling a lot lately. These are telltale signs. Literally Scarface.
All right, let's see it. Let's see a draw. That'd be nice.
I would laugh in your face if Senegal scores.
I don't care. I'm losing $200. Wow. Wow.
Well,
I made that in a minute yesterday on a Justin Jefferson catch. Relax.
Well, put money on USA today then.
What is it?
Put money on USA.
I'm not wasting my money. They're not winning. Stop. Dude, shut the hell up. I'm trying to do a show here. Jesus, getting me off track.
You yelling at me? You took
shut the
7
hell up.
minutes
All
to make
right,
a bet.
anyways, we got to go best bets. Let me give you my NFL best bets of the weekend. We'll start with, I'm a fan of the home underdogs. You guys know I'm a big fan of it. I got to take, this is going to hurt me. This is going to hurt me, but I have to do it. It's going to hurt me a little bit. I think Jacksonville beats Baltimore. I'm going to give you underdogs. Remember, I'm going to give you 2 underdogs this week. That's it. I'm not going to go 3 like last week. We did go 3-2. Made a lot of money. But I do want to give you a 4-1 week, maybe even a 5-0. So we're going to go Jacksonville money line. We're going to go Commanders to cover 4 points. We're going to go Cincinnati to cover 2.5 points. We're going to go Miami to cover 14 points against Houston. And we're going to take the Chargers to cover 3 points against Arizona. Those are the 5 bets this week. 1 underdog, Jacksonville. Washington, 4 points. Bengals, 2.5 points. Dolphins, 14 points. And I'm missing one more. Where's my other one? Am I missing something? Oh, no. The Chargers. Chargers, 3 points. Those are the bets. Okay, guys? Enjoy them. Write them down. Bet them. Have fun with it. And when Qatar score fish, I'm going to put my balls in your face.
I
don't do that.
I don't think they're gonna, I mean, I don't think they're going to do that.
So, you know what? Let's bet the Michigan game together.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Let's bet the Michigan game.
Well, you have Ohio State winning by like 30, don't you?
So, here's what I'm thinking, guys. And you tell me, Adam, it's too much. I'm thinking $1,000.
Jesus Christ.
On Ohio State 7.5.
Well, yeah, if you're going your 30 points, you have to.
I think that's a good bet, man. I think you got to take.
Let's go. They scored. Suck off.
Oh, did they? Oh, they did. Wow.
They scored. All right, that's it.
You're crapping your pants right now.
All right.
I still missed 3-0. I'll take blame for that. But they scored.
God.
Now, Adam, if you want to be a very, very bold man, you bet the tie now.
You bet him to win, right? Or you bet the draw?
I bet the draw. We're good. We're good. We're solid. We're solid.
He says we're solid.
We're solid.
Hey, I'll say you have...
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You have permission to do what you were going to do if they tie now.
No, they're not
Very
gonna tie.
impressive if they get 3-3.
Oh, God.
I love Adam. I love the roller coaster we're on where you watch the World Cup.
I'm telling you,
live betting.
there's nothing like it. It's the roller coaster of emotions.
It really is. It truthfully is.
Like March Madness, you have an idea of what could happen.
Hold on, we're not going to just get away from this conversation, though, Fish. I mean, Adam just
Michigan,
said
Ohio State, yep.
You're going to bet Ohio State. You're going to bet them to cover the 7.5.
I think I'm betting the 7.5.
Okay.
Do you guys agree?
I'm no comment. I don't know.
And look, Michigan fans, I know you're going to tell me no, don't do it, but hear me out. Just bet with me. 7.5 for Ohio State in that offense. I think
can
that's
see
a
them winning by
friendly
10.
bet.
Yeah, I can see them winning by 10.
I think it's very fair.
But I also can see it being close.
Well, of course, Michigan are going to play their ass off. They're trying to win.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Your score prediction you had earlier, is that actually
obviously.
what
I'm being dramatic.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
I'll give you my actual score prediction now. But you know what I'm trying to tell Michigan fans, though? I'm trying to prepare them for if Corum isn't 100%, which I don't think he is.
Okay.
No.
I don't trust your offense to move the ball downfield. How are you supposed to keep this game close? And an almighty defensive performance? That's asking a lot. It's asking a lot.
Well, I was just going to ask, you should move the line. You should do the alternate line.
All right. Well, look, let's do this. Game prediction: Ohio State, Michigan State. Jeff, who you got? What's the score?
It's Michigan, not Michigan State. Don't get canceled either.
You know what? This one's tough to call because Ohio State's at home. We know how dynamic they are. I ask questions all show about how are Michigan going to respond if you go down early. And I'm not confident that if they do go down early, meaning Michigan, they could come back. They don't have the type of offense to claw back 14, 17 points. You know what? I'm going to go Michigan here.
Wow.
Michigan to cover or Michigan to win?
Michigan to win.
Oh,
wow,
I'm going out on a limb. I really am. You can give me all the criticism. I'm going to go Michigan win here. I'm going to say Michigan win.
Wow.
34-27.
Okay.
Give me Michigan to win. I think they listen. You talk about what they can do with their passing game. Yes, it hasn't been the most polished all year. But no, I'm going to go Michigan here. I think even if Blake Corum's not 100%, I still think they can run the ball effectively. I think Michigan's offensive line is going to dominate at the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to find success on their defensive line, and they're going to come to play. And same with Ohio State, but I'm going to lean Michigan here. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'll say Michigan win 34-27. But I'm not, if I told you I was very confident, I'd be lying.
Huh.
I'm doing it.
All right.
Wow.
I said Ohio State would win last year. Didn't work out my way. So I'm going out just feeling.
I'm going to stick with Ohio State, but I'm going to go Michigan to cover.
Okay.
Hear me out. I think 7.5 points. Some books it's at 8.5.
Yeah.
I do see this being a touchdown game. Okay. I think Michigan can keep it close. They have the weapons. They have the tools. The problem is they haven't put it together yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it difficult to make it a decision when I haven't seen it. But Ohio State have been slumping too. Let's not forget they haven't been all that great. So I'm going to go a touchdown game. 34-27.
Oh, but same score.
Same as Jeff.
Same score, just different.
Different teams.
Okay,
I'm going to agree
gotcha.
with you. I don't want to, but I'm going to. Let's take a break. When we get back, mailbag time. Get all of your questions in the chat while we count down the final moments of this World Cup game. We'll see you in a bit, but before we go, I got to tell you about Planet Fitness. Get your ass in the gym. Now's the time. The holiday just finished. Go to the gym. Get in shape. $10 a month. It's so cheap. Your fitness is essential. It's a judgment-free zone. Do it for yourself, your mental health, your physical health. You'll feel better. You'll work better. You'll live better. Everything is better when you're healthy and working out. So do it. Enjoy it. Visit them at planetfitness.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, well, Alta Rent Equipment Company has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Am I going to bet $660 for the correct score to be 3-1?
Oh my!
Or do you think there's still another goal in this game?
You just will not stop.
Wait,
don't worry.
So is it $660 for you to bet like a goal being scored, or just stay?
I don't want
right
a goal
now?
being scored.
So did you bet it for the same score?
Let's see how much extra time there is. That's going to help me make my decision.
Yeah, I was going to say there's going to be like 6 or 7 minutes probably.
6 minutes. Yep.
All right, I'm going to start reading off some of these questions. By the way, and I see some of these comments, Sandlot Scout says, people blaming AG but not DC for horrible clock management. Yeah, anybody blaming Aaron Glenn for that performance, what that defense did, I'm not in that boat. So I got a lot of respect for AG and how the defense has played over the last couple of weeks. No Jeff Okudah. You don't have your number one corner. Yeah, Will Harris blew that play on Stephon Diggs. But, again, if Okudah was there, maybe it's different. So AG, I think he deserves a ton of credit for how this defense has played. I'm not gonna sit here.
Are
and
you
blame
actually
AG.
locking in a goal?
What do we got here? Mailbag, if Blake Corum doesn't play against OSU, does he fall out of the Heisman race, just like what happened to K9? I think right now, I'm going to be honest, it's Caleb Williams' award to lose. I think.
Oh, yeah, he wins out and wins a Pac-12 championship?
Give him the Heisman.
Speaking of
CJ
college
Stroud's in that
football,
Unless
conversation.
Stroud blows up on Michigan.
That
I think
would
that
be
would
the more
the
significant
differentiator.
moment. Yeah.
And
No,
then
I'm
same
with
for Corum. If Corum went off for $170 and 3 touchdowns,
those
injured?
three are in the conversation. No question.
Can I propose something about college football?
What's up?
Okay, so let's say whoever wins Saturday, Michigan, Ohio State, loses in the Big Ten championship game, and Alabama
still get
wins with 2 losses.
No,
hold on. Do you put a 2-loss Alabama conference champion SEC over a 1-loss Big Ten loser?
No, Bama can't win the conference. LSU's in the championship game against Georgia.
Okay, well, there
That's
you go.
already settled.
So Jesse asked, Mailbag, Jeff, do you think I'll ever see that BYU bet paid in full before the New Year's? Or
Probably
no?
not.
I'm going to say
Probably not.
There you go, Jesse.
At this point, I apologize, Jesse. I should have done it the day of. I apologize for that. It's rude of me.
I saw another question in here that I wanted to address.
What?
It was talking about
no red in a rap battle, Fish or Adam.
That's not.
I think I would smack Fish up.
I think Fish
pull
would
an
crush
Eminem
you.
8 Mile.
I think Fish would crush you.
Fish's parents have real good parents. Whatever the fuck it's called. I don't
Real
know.
good what?
I don't know. losing my mind.
Well,
if
you need a
Okudah was
team to
there,
score,
Diggs
that's probably
goes
why
off
you're losing
earlier. Jacobs is better. Diggs was irrelevant before the
Yeah,
Jacobs
no, hey,
injury.
Funky, that's a great point, too. Jerry Jacobs went down. I mean, that guy, I don't even know. I mean, that PI call could have went really either way. Jerry Jacobs has gotten away with a lot of those. It was fair, but and you could also bring up Jerry Jacobs over the last couple of games has had a couple of those plays, and they just haven't gotten called. So, yeah, you're down Jeff Okudah, you're down Jerry Jacobs. Doesn't help the secondary. It doesn't.
I'm digging this game right now. It's looking great for me. How much blame does DC deserve for that weak last drive?
I think there's blame to go around.
There's blame to go around.
But DC...
But you got to be better. You have to understand you have 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
You can get that first down and still open up your whole playbook. If it doesn't... Guys, think about the NFL this way. When something doesn't pass the common sense rule,
right,
something went wrong. When you look at a situation and you say, that doesn't make sense, regardless of execution, unless you would have gone for on 4th down, you couldn't justify that play call.
Yeah. Chuck asked Jeff, mailbag comment on back-to-back wins by the Pistons.
Yeah, Pistons,
by the way,
looking hot.
Pistons back-to-back wins. I know everyone was kind of waiting on this, but you beat 2 teams that I would say are pretty respectable, right? Utah and Denver, with their starters available. So, huge wins, back-to-back wins, and you know what's funny? I didn't hear too many people comment on it. You know, Dwayne Casey, are we going to give him credit for those wins? I don't know.
Nope.
I'll wait and see. But again,
They got the Suns tonight.
Impressive. You're down starters and guys still step up, so they deserve credit. Jaden Ivey and company, they look good. So we'll see how they can progress. It's 2 games, a lot of season left, but I like what I saw. I really do.
Fair enough.
Paul
All right.
asks, oh no, let's see here.
With Spentler Rattler lighting it up last week, do you think the Gamecocks can beat Clemson?
Okay,
Sure.
all right.
I don't care. I hate Clemson and I hate South Carolina.
Asking if a team can beat Clemson isn't really we're not going to sit here and debate that.
What
yes,
did South Carolina
a lot of teams can
Jeff,
beat Clemson.
how many games can the Pistons win?
I think they'll probably be in the 20s if we're being real. They'll probably be somewhere in the 20s. I said they'd win at least 30. I think 30 was kind of around that number.
With
31,
no Cade,
32.
it's tough to...
No Cade, it's tough. Yeah, injuries. I think they'll clear 20, but we'll see. Still a lot of season left.
All right, my question, all of you in the chat. Let's throw this as a poll. Should Adham bet $1,000?
Oh boy.
Oh
Michigan,
my
Ohio
gosh.
State?
No, should Adham bet $1,000? No, I lied. Should Adham bet $1,420 on England to win? That's the question. Should Adham
There
bet
we go.
$1,420 on England
Honestly,
to win?
I have more confidence on a draw than a USA win.
Yeah?
By the way, England's never beaten USA in World Cup, so.
Say it again.
Should Adham
England's
bet?
never beat USA in World Cup. I
Oh
don't think.
my gosh.
So.
All right, let's see. I voted yes.
Of course you did.
Well, you kind of have to, right? Since you're proposing
I want to
it?
answer this question because we really didn't talk a lot about it, and we're going to talk a lot about it next week. Andrew asked Mailbag, thoughts on the emergence of James Houston yesterday. Does this mean D-line is set moving forward?
If this score holds up at 3-1, we just made a lot of money, boys. We made back the money we put on the stupid draw bet, and we made an extra $130. So we're up $130 so far. If the
Wait,
score.
so you won money just by
So I
having the
bet
score the same?
200 on the draw.
Yeah?
I messed up.
Okay.
I'll admit it. I messed up.
Oh wow!
And then I put $1,300 for the game to finish 3-1.
Well, that's kind of easy because both teams are gonna kind of
Well, yeah,
sit back.
I know. That's
Wow.
why I made the bet, and I
All
just
right.
made all my money
I know,
back.
but-
Hold on.
But I want to know how you won that money. Wouldn't the line be bad because
the line was minus 470.
Oh,
To
okay.
finish 3-1.
Okay.
Screw the World Cup. All right, James Houston.
Screw you.
James Houston showed something against Buffalo Bills that you can look forward to in the future because he's a practice squad member. This guy's not even on your active
He was
roster.
your 7th round pick. And he struggled, actually, in training camp and the preseason.
Yeah.
And they cut him, and then they assigned him to the practice
And
squad.
he comes in against Buffalo.
2 sacks against one of the better quarterbacks.
Who's tough to bring down. He had 2 sacks. Huge.
Final score, baby!
Huge.
All right, we are already up at net $130 to start the day. I'm going to put the $1,400 on England to win. You all have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go gamble irresponsibly.
Oh, I love it.
Fuck it. Have a great day. Have a great holiday weekend. Appreciate all of you tuning in this morning. Make sure you like the video before you go.
How do you not?
Make sure you check out woodwardsports.com for all the latest news, articles, opinions, you name it. We got it.
How do you not?
Jeff, great week of content this week. Great shows. I loved every second of it. Thank you so much for being an awesome host with me. Alex, fuck yourself. Fish, you have a great weekend. Enjoy the World Cup. We're out of here.
Very nice.
See you Monday.
Later.
Go watch the World Cup. Go USA. How do you know? It's true. Tomorrow at 5 a.m. How do you know?